Good morning, everyone. Hey, we're going to talk about all the life skills your child needs coming up. But let's talk about how they're going to call you and blame you for everything that goes wrong at first and how you can minimize that in advance by them learning the life skills that they need. So I want you to imagine for a second, you get a brand new job and you've been working in the same area for a while, but it's a new job to you. And you walk in and they're like, oh, hey, great, glad to meet you. Fill out all your forms and there's your desk. Good luck. That's kind of what we do with our high school children transitioning to college. We take them to the school, we get their dorm room set up, and we're like, yeah, good luck. And we walk away. And I've heard horror stories about things that have gone wrong. And it's not big, huge things that aren't repairable, but little things that put kids under so much pressure. They're in a whole new environment, meeting a whole new group of friends, and experiencing independence often for the very first time in the way that it is when you're living on campus. They're meeting new professors, they have new subjects, they're going to have to learn new study skills, 100%, hands down, new study skills. And they're going to really have to be more responsible for managing their time and also filling their time. So with all that, it's a great idea to help them prepare so that all the life skill pieces are in place. So I'll give you a couple quick examples. I have had parents in my office complain about how their children will not approach the teacher for extra help. They don't want to bother them. They won't send an email to the teacher outside of school hours. They won't go and ask for things. Like if they're in a store and they can't find something, they'll come back out to the car. I couldn't find it. I didn't want to ask. I didn't want to approach a stranger. And those are things that kids need to be able to do in college, and they need to be able to talk to their professors to ensure a great experience, as well as academically that they do well. So super important that now over the next 8-9 months, or if you have a sophomore or a junior, it is never too soon to start empowering them to call for their own prescription, call to set up an appointment on their own. Make them do those things. They're going to have to do it anyways. Don't make life so easy that life becomes exponentially hard when they're on their own. Also managing finances. So often, parents have an idea of like, okay, my kid will get, I don't know, $100 a week, $300 a week, whatever that number is for you and your family and the location of the college and so forth, because they're going to need more than just their swipe card for meals. They may need to pay for extra copies. They may need to pick up a book, a spur of the moment. And it's a really great idea to start having your child manage their expenses right now. So give them that $100 and tell them that includes lunch at school. That includes the extras they need to buy. That includes going out. And, kind of monitor those expenses, because are we getting like a brand new Michael Kors purse for homecoming with that money, or are we really using it for what it needs to be used for, so that you can make sure that they're on the right track and that they understand how to budget. Oftentimes we think like, oh, my kid's really good with money, or they're really good with things, but they're really not being tested right now when they're also asking you to supply those things. Or, Mom, I need a book. Can you go get it? Mom, I need new notebooks. Can you go get them? They're going to be responsible for all of that. So we've got a whole list of things that I can tell you, doing this for the last 10 years, having my own children who have all gone off to college, the things that you'll be shocked that kids don't know, or that you don't even think about until they're in a situation where suddenly they need to know it. We're going to go over all of those types of things. And it'll be eye-opening, but it is going to save you a ton of time and frustration down the road if you know these things and are prepared, so that you can make sure your child has the best experience. And I'll give you one other little teaser. Kids get sick. They get sick in November. Always, like right before they have some big test. It's a Sunday morning and they're going to call you and they're going to be like, I feel terrible, and the health center on campus isn't open, and where do I go? You are miles and hours away. Where do they go? Did we check this out beforehand? Do we know where the local pharmacy is? Because when we do get to that urgent care and they say, okay, you have strep throat, we're going to order a prescription, where would you like it sent? I mean, kids are like, I don't know. And a lot of freshmen don't have cars on campus. So to ask an Uber driver to take you someplace that's way out of the way, or a friend who may have a car who's now annoyed because they sat in the urgent care waiting room for you, yeah, it's not something a kid wants to experience, especially when they feel like crap. So little things like that you're probably not thinking about. And I guarantee you, I've never yet had a parent, we go through this with all of our contract clients before they leave for college. I mean, we have a whole list we go over to make sure all of these things are covered at drop-off time. We have addresses, phone numbers, all of these things. And I've never had a parent come back and say at orientation that a school covered it. Never. I've never had a parent come back and say, oh yeah, they gave us a list of all this. You're on your own to figure this out. And we're gonna help you by giving you that checklist of what you need to know. You know, parents are always like, oh, does anybody have a dorm room checklist? Like all the items you need? Let me tell you, the life skills, way more important than not having the right pillowcase. So definitely stay tuned here, because we're gonna be announcing exactly date and time when we're going to do this little workshop, but it is going to make your life so much easier. And it's going to help you kind of build those adult skills with your child instead of sending them off to build them on their own. So talk to you soon. Hopefully you'll find as much value in this as all of our other clients have.